freaking first cut. Golly.
Oh, I feel good today. What's good, all you First Cut fans at home? I'm the coach. This is your final betting preview before the next to last event of the regular season on the PGA Tour, the Rocket Mortgage Classic. So my partner today, we said we've been so good lately, we only need two of us. Patrick McDonald, welcome back to the First Cut, sir. What's up?
Coach, what's going on? You know, Mr. Najad's not here. Rick's not here. Greg's not here. I finally moved up to, number 2 best looking guy on the show behind you, obviously. So
Yeah.
Look good, feel good, play good. Hopefully the picks follow suit.
You're damn right. I'm feeling great today. I tell you what, last week, a lot of the picks that we had were like kind of almost, and that's why we tell people all the time at home, if you're making bets on top 20s, winners, be very careful. Lower your unit size just a little bit, especially at this time of the year. Because, Patrick, before we get into the picks real quick, I want to get your kind of overall view on the kind of player that you think is going to do well this week, because there's so many different players that have a different agenda based on where they're at in the FedEx Cup standings.
Exactly. You have some veterans like Webb Simpson. He's number 125 on the FedEx Cup rankings. Harris English hasn't played too much this year. He's outside the top 190. Cameron Champ needs a big week. Ricky Fowler, Jason Day. A lot of these veterans who are used to the pressure on Sunday, not necessarily the pressure of just making into the first playoff event. So they're in need of a big week. And then you have some rookies like a Steven Yeager, per se. So this is a course that caters to a lot of different skill sets, right? I think a lot of people want to look back to 2020 when Bryson DeChambeau kind of just drove it all over the place and was able to, make birdie from anywhere, with Matthew Wolff finishing runner-up. But you look past those two guys, you had Kevin Kisner, Adam Hadwin, Ryan Armour. So any type of player can play well this week. And, it used to be 4th of July weekend. Now it's moved back to the penultimate regular season event. So a lot of importance this week for these guys.
There is no doubt about it. And for those people who watch our shows all the time, they know from my background that I'm doing PGA Tour Live. Last week I did the 3M. I will be doing Rocket Mortgage this week. And you mentioned a lot of names that also needed a good week last week. Day, Fowler, and they couldn't get it done. If you watch PGA Tour Live, Patrick McDonald, you got to see exactly why those guys are struggling so badly. You might birdie one hole, and then here comes a double bogey because they're making mental mistakes. They can't make mental mistakes this week, right? You can't afford those when you're a bubble boy like Jason Day and Ricky Fowler truly are.
Exactly.
Let's get into our picks for the week. By the way, a little asterisk this week. Because when you look at the FedEx Cup standings, probably go to 133 or 134, because there's going to be 5 to 10 names that are going to fall off that list. So the bubble is a soft bubble, Patrick, as we like to say. All right, let's get into outrights first. And this is like a needle in a haystack. This is not a full unit play, little sprinkles. Patrick, who do you like this week?
Yeah, so I mentioned him previously. Kevin Kisner at 40-1 was my first selection. T6 at the Travelers Championship, played well at the Open, made the cut on the number, had the round of the day on Saturday, and he won on a Donald Ross design last year at the Wyndham Championship, was a part of that 5-person playoff in the regular season finale. So T8 last year, 3rd in 2020. When you think about wedges and putting, come on, that's Kevin Kisner's bread and butter. So I had to start with him. And then I got burned by Davis Riley last week. I'm going back to him. I think he's just way too good to kind of continue this stinky stretch that he's on. It was his first tournament in a month, but, we're getting a slightly better number. I know it's a slightly stronger field, but I'll get involved with Davis Riley at 40-1 as well. And then Sahith Theegala. We cashed on a miscut last week around, 3-1. We're getting 50-1 on him. I think the miscut was a blessing in disguise. He was playing a ton of golf. Coach, he always said that he really wanted to play in the Open Championship. I think that championship meant a lot to him, expended a lot of energy over there in Scotland. I like that he got the 2 days off. He's been great on the bounce back. He missed the cut at Pebble Beach. The following week, Phoenix Open, finished 3rd. Missed the cut at the Players Championship. Following week, Valspar Championship, finished T7. I know it's a small sample size, but I like the bounce back ability in this kid. And finally, if we want to follow the Bryson DeChambeau mold, I think the best player to do that is Taylor Pendrith at 80-1. The Canadian had some broken ribs, did not play a ton during this spring, but I love what he's been able to do on the shorter golf courses. T13 at TPC Sawgrass, probably should have won in Bermuda during the fall swing. kind of gave up the 54-hole lead there. Has come back, played the last 2 weeks, back-to-back top 15 results. So he rounds out my outrights.
I don't hate those. I really do not hate those. You know, Sahith Theegala, you know how I was very vocal last week that I knew he was going to miss the cut, and he did. I love his game, but on a course I feel like the harder the course, the better he plays, if that makes sense. This is a very flat course. It is a bomb it, gouge it course as well. But I also think it's a shake the roll of dice and throw it out there this week. So when you see my 3 outrights, you'll be like, okay, I get what coach is saying.
Let's see
don't
him.
mind those.
Let's see him.
So I'll make mine very quick because I like your explanations way better than I like mine. I don't mind Cam Davis. Been playing okay. Plus 2,800 defending champion here. Troy Merritt lost as part of that playoff a year ago. Even though there's big names, Patrick, in the field this week. Cantlay, Finau, Zalatoris, Cam Young. It's a sneaky good field because a lot of these players don't want to play 5 weeks in a row, which would be the 3 playoff events. So they'll take next week off, so they play this week. Even though that's the case, I still think we're going to see a non-big boy winner this week. I really, really do. So with that being said, in addition to Troy Merritt at plus 5,000, I don't hate Cam Champ this week. Last week, 5 cuts before that, missed them all. But last week, standing on the 18th green, plus 6, he was 13 under from that point forward. T16. And on a course like this, if we're talking bomb and gouge, I'll give Cam Champ a little flyer at plus 5,000. I don't mind that at all. All right, now nationality picks. This is where we sneaky make money because you only have to beat 5 or 6 guys and not the entire field. Who do you like in the nationality picks this week?
Yeah, I'm giving an homage to Mr. Najad, who's not with us today, but he's typically our South African guy, right? He always hits that nationality. So I'm getting involved with Dylan Fratelli, plus 100 over Garrett Higo and Dowie Vanderwalt. And, you know, Fratelli kind of imploded early on. I mentioned that there are going to be a lot of water balls at TPC Twin Cities. Unfortunately, that was Fratelli's case, but I like him on this course, right? He's really long off the tee, and he's been putting quite well. So plus 100 over 2 guys who are kind of struggling, 2 guys who could easily miss a cut. Hopefully this one cashes on Friday.
All right. BC says, imagine if coach couldn't hand talk. I don't know if I could talk without using my hands. Did everyone else in the pod sign analyst deals with Liv? No. Nobody's going to Liv, at least not on our show. All right, my nationality picks. I'll make it very, very quick. I love top European, Patrick. I like Danny Willett this week. He's one of those dudes that you go, really? He had a top 15 or really had a top 10? Because he never talks. He's never loud, but his game is back. So all he has to beat this week is Callum Tarrant and Sepp Straka. I mean, that's it. And then top Asian, and this is a dude that I am bullish on, Tom Kim. For those people who don't know, it's Ju Young Kim. He wants to be called Tom Kim, and it's plus 225. I also like him as a top 10 as well. He has 19 worldwide starts this year. 9 of them he finished inside the top 5. Last week, much like Champ, he was plus 4. Came all the way back to have a really good week. This dude is good. I like him. All he has to do is beat Siwoo Kim and CT Pan, among others, at plus 225. I love this number. How bullish are you, Patrick, on Tom Kim?
How can you not? I mean, his name is after Tom the Choo-Choo Train.
Yeah.
All aboard, right? And just got that special temporary exemption from the PGA Tour, trying to get his playing status. So he's in need of a couple big starts here. And for 20 years old, I mean, this guy's unbelievable. He probably could have won the Scottish Open quite easily. And, yeah, I'm bullish. Buy all day long.
And for those people out there that say, wait a second. Some of those were on the Asian tour. How does he perform when there's a lot of big stars in the field? I'm glad you asked. Scottish Open, he finished 3rd, and that had one of the best fields of the entire year in it. This kid is not intimidated at all. All right, before we get to the rest of our boards, and we will also put up a full screen after, but we got to pay bills. We've grown so big here at Sportsline and the First Cut. Let's hear from our good friends at Paramount Plus.
Now that you've seen them do the universe, it's time for them to do a new series.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
This is gonna be cool. Well, we just came here to break stuff.
Fire.
Hey, what are you doing? Beavis and Butthead are back with an all-new series streaming August 4th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
I just binge watched the Challenge All-Stars the last 2 days on Paramount Plus. It's the only way to do it. And I've always wanted to be on the Challenge, Patrick, but I feel like in my mid-40s at this point, even though there's a dude on there that's 48, I feel like maybe my time to be on the Challenge has passed.
No, next season. Come on.
yeah, come on.
You got to get involved.
Give me 5 weeks off. If I was ever going to do a show, it would be Big Brother. That would be the one that I would want to do. I've tried to get on Celebrity Big Brother because it's only like 3 weeks instead of 93 days. But since I work for CBS, they have that stupid little rule that you can't participate.
Gotcha. Yeah, for me, I'd probably want to be The Bachelor, but that's being a bit selfish.
Look at you. Maybe we should start the push, Patrick McDonald.
Maybe. We'll see.
I worked with another Bachelor. I worked with Jesse Palmer when I was at
He's
ESPN.
the host now.
Yeah, I know. It's funny how when certain people get in trouble, all of a sudden somebody steps right in. You're welcome, Jesse Palmer. All right, let's get back to our show for the day. We're doing Rocket Mortgage picks. We're going to put up a full screen here as we do the next ones, please, Troy. So let's get into first round leaders. And as Sia was doing his little flex with his wife posting a video the other day, and Sia, we see you. We know you outkicked your coverage. But then, Patrick, I thought to myself, well, Sia's not going to be here to do what he does best, which is first round leaders. So we got to figure it out between me and you. Who do you like?
Yeah, I mean, Big Haas isn't here, so we're going to have to make up for it. And how can you not love Denny McCarthy this weekend, right? I mean, he is the best putter in the world. This has turned into a putting contest in the past. I wanted some sort of exposure to him. So first round leader, he's off before 7 a.m. tomorrow. He's going to have the pure greens. He's going to be making everything. So I got him at 70-1 yesterday. I think it's down to 60, which I still love. 3 top 7s in his last 4 starts. So Denny McCarthy, I think, is in store for a great week starting tomorrow. And then Russell Henley's a guy who, he's known to get off fast starts. He probably should have won the Wyndham Championship last year, kind of imploded on the back 9 there on Sunday. And he's just a ball striking Jesse. The putter can be a bit messy from time to time, but for 18 holes, let's just hope it's okay. And then Taylor Pendrith, I love this guy every which way this week. So first round leader, off in the morning as well. So he rounds out my first round card.
That's the key, I think, Patrick, that people need to understand. I always pick my first round leader from the morning wave. It almost always happens that way. Not every single time, but a lot of times. Now, you and I don't talk before we do the show, correct?
We do not.
We do not. Switch to my card, Troy, because look at my first round leader. Who's that first name?
Ooh.
Who's that first name? So
we
are in Sapatico, my good friend. It is down to plus 6,000, so I would encourage you to get the bet in now if you are going to play it. And then also I like Cameron Tringale. He does not win on the PGA Tour. However, he tends to show up on Thursdays and Fridays, and he had a really good start to the Scottish Open. So I think Tringale, and again, this week I feel like I'm just rolling dice, Patrick. Usually I feel like I have a game plan. I feel like I really know what I want to do. I can't figure out why I can't really put my finger on my picks this week. But maybe this will be one of the best weeks I've had in a while. Who knows? But maybe. I feel that way. I don't know. All right, so those are the first round leaders. Now, the bread and butter. For those of you watching right now, if you truly want to make money betting on the sport of golf, this is where you do it. It's not top 20s, 10s, 5s, and winners. That's not it. It's head-to-head matchups. Patrick, start us off.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Theegala here over Webb Simpson, plus 100. And look, I make this one a coin toss, as do I make Adam Hadwin plus 100 over Adam Scott, which is my other one. And when you kind of give me plus money on, I make Hadwin actually the favorite over Scott around minus 120. So I'm going to hit that every single time. And then Theegala is a bit closer, minus 110 between those. So I like those. Webb, on paper, this is a Webb Simpson course, which is a bit kind of worrisome, but missed his last 2 cuts. Doesn't quite look the same. He might be a person I might attack next week at the Wyndham. I'm hoping he kind of misses the cut this week, maybe gets us a better number for next week since, he named his kid after the Wyndham Championship. You got to bet him there at Sedgefield. And then Adam Scott, I was looking at his schedule. It's pretty – I would love to know why he's even playing this event, to tell you the truth. He's only played the majors, the Players' Championship, and the Invitationals. He's playing pretty well, but you give me wedges and putter. That's Adam Hadwin's MO, kind of like Kisner. So I like the plus 100 there as well.
Yeah, I like both of those. Webb, I'm really concerned about, and a couple people in the chat illuminated his injury. I think we forget, because he has been playing, that he did have a disc situation, and that can screw up everything in your back, in your game, in your swing, and it can allow you to play, but it doesn't mean you're going to play well. So I like fading Webb until he shows us something that he's got his game back. Tokyo says, I want to know why Cantlay is here. Well, it's pretty simple. A lot of these guys don't want to take 4 weeks off before the playoffs, and they're not going to play next week. So they've got to play this week, because then most of them, like a Cantlay, he's going to play 3 weeks in a row in the playoffs. That's why he's playing this week. Okay, now my matchups. I got 4 big ones I found. These are all from Caesars Sportsbook, and when they jump off the page, I got to get them all out. Love Kisner over Thagala. I think Sahith is going to struggle again this week. I really do. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know what it is, but he didn't play well last week. We had him in our featured groups. I just didn't like how he was swinging. I love Kisner this week. Cam Davis again. Max Homa didn't go home after the Open Championship, Patrick. He was taking a vacation. He said on social media, haven't touched my clubs. I'll fade that. I'll fade somebody who hasn't touched his clubs in 2 full weeks. And then Cameron Young over Will Zalatoris. Now, a lot of people are bullish on Will Zalatoris this week. I am not. I believe that he is like Brooks Koepka with a good attitude. He loves the harder courses. He loves the majors. He really raises the level of his game. I don't think that a normal week on tour on a flat golf course that really is not all that difficult, I don't think that's where Will Zalatoris thrives. I don't think he wants to shoot 22 under par. So I'll fade him for Cameron Young, who is fighting to be the Rookie of the Year. I think that matters to him. Plus, he has the baby and the family with him this week, I saw on PGA Tour. And then my last one, Denny McCarthy over Maverick McNeely. And as you can see, I think McNeely's going to struggle this week. He struggled over the weekend. I think he's getting tired. He's playing almost every single week. And I think this week McCarthy is fresh. And I think McNeely is not. Those are the 4 matchups that I love. Tournament matchups. Remember, tournament matchups, not round 1 matchups. All right, let's get into top 20s, 10s, and 5s. Who do you like this week in that category, Patrick?
I'm actually out on those, as is every week. I couldn't really squeeze any value in those, but, I saw your Denny McCarthy one, and I'm thinking about it. I might have to add it after the show, to tell you the truth.
Thank you. I've been really good lately at what I call stacking. So if I think a player is going to win, then I'll either throw a top 10 or a top 20 on that player to protect it and just lower the number just a little bit. But I thought a plus 210, I thought was pretty good. Scott Stallings has been showing up lately, I thought, at 550. I just don't think, Patrick, and tell me what you think. I don't think this is a big game hunting week. I don't think the Cantlays, I think Finau will play well, top 20. But I think the big names are not going to be those that are competing for the win. I don't have that gut feeling this week, which is why I have Doug Ghim at plus 1,600. He was in the top 5 for the entire weekend last week. I think he can back that up again this week because nobody's paying attention to him. Your thoughts on Doug Ghim?
Yeah, I like it. And, I said the term ball striking Jesse. That's definitely Doug Ghim. And he plays well on these shorter courses, right? I mean, he has back-to-back top 10s at TPC Sawgrass, which is pretty crazy. So, yeah, I do like that one plus 1,600s, an awfully juicy price as well.
That's the whole reason for doing it. Remember, in golf betting, maybe a quarter unit, maybe a half unit, certainly top 20s, top 10s, and top 5s, you can have one bogey on Sunday, and it can cost you. That's why I'm with you, Patrick. I'm not a fan of these bets. I basically do head-to-heads and first-round leaders. What is your favorite bet to do?
Definitely head-to-heads, by far.
Okay.
Typically, third round is kind of the one that I like to attack in tournament. I usually take Friday off, but Saturday, with guys making cuts through, some guy might just be putting his, eyes out the first 2 days. Another guy might not be making any putts. They're at the same number. Conventional wisdom, one guy's going to start making putts, the other isn't. So Saturday's typically the day I love to attack for in play.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because last Saturday I gave out 2 plays on the early edge because I couldn't believe that I was getting the matchup. And it was Saturday was Cameron Champ minus 124 over Kevin Chappell. I won that by 5. Then Sunday you had a head-to-head Cameron Champ against Jonathan Bird at minus 114. We won that by 6. I mean, sometimes the books miss And when I saw those matchups, I was like, boom, I got to grab those right away. Really look at the Saturdays, as Patrick said, Saturdays and Sundays. Usually you get a head-to-head with who the player is playing with, usually. And sometimes you can get great value on that. All right, last two things, to miss or make the cut and a pick not to win. Let's wrap those together. What do you like there, Patrick?
I know we're simpatico on Denny, but the Cams, we are not. And this has kind of been my bread and butter since we started this show. I'm 5 for 6 with the missed cuts. The one that missed was a Cameron, so I don't know if we need to kind of do something, get the bad juju out of here.
Was that Cam Smith at the Open?
It was Cam Smith at the Open.
That was a miss. That was a miss.
barely, you know. So Cam Champ, like you said, before the 3M Open, 5 straight missed cuts. We're getting plus 135 on him. I understand that, you know, when he tends to win, he shows something the week before, but kind of a small sample size for me. So I like the plus 135 there. And then Cameron Davis, I know he's playing well, but before his win last year, had missed the 2 prior cuts here. His short game's a little suspect. I don't love him in kind of a putting contest. He's been missing a lot of 5 to 10 footers, and his wedges out of the rough are kind of iffy as well. So give me plus 225 on that. I'm going to take it too.
I've got a funny Cam Smith quickly for you, a story if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
So last week I'm doing PGA Tour Live, and I'm sure you saw all the social media videos and pictures, right, of the Cameron Smith Claret Jug party. So I'm the main guy. Whenever I do PGA Tour, I'm like the main feed guy. So Aaron Price, he was our backup, which means he had to show up to give us our breaks. Well, he's late Saturday morning. Can't find him. Don't know where he is. And they come in, him and his partner, and they start telling a story about this and that. And all of a sudden, somebody sends me a little screen grab from Twitter of Aaron Price drinking out of the Claret Jug just 12 hours before. And he's standing there in front of me trying to explain why he was late getting to work. If there's if there's one reason why you can be late to work, it would be drinking out of the Claret Jug. That's a pass for me.
Yeah.
So just tell me straight, right? Is that fair?
That's fair for sure. Probably stumbling in, smelling maybe a little like tequila or something.
Well, there was that's the worst too. That's the worst. And then Cam Smith's in the background mixing a drink in nothing but shorts. That was a little disturbing as well. But I didn't get invited to the party. What does that say about me? I don't know. I wasn't there. That's okay. I'm a pro. I'd rather go to bed next time. Very quickly, wrap it up. I do have one play for missing the cut, and I'm really bullish on Maverick McNeely to finally stub his toe. He would be in the Tour Championship currently. He's had a great year, but he, like a lot of players, is not taking any weeks off because I think they feel the pressure, Patrick, of now the way the Tour Championship is done, the higher you start, the stats show you the higher you're going to finish with the staggered start. So I think players are trying to figure out how much is too much. How many weeks in a row is too many weeks in a row? And McNeely, I think, is at that mark. I think he misses the cut at plus 160. Your thoughts on that, Patrick?
I like it a lot. I know he took, I think, like all of June off, and he's just been traveling everywhere now for the past 5 weeks, I think. So must feel the pressure to kind of position himself well before the playoffs, and it might come back and bite him in the butt here.
I think so, too. Don't forget, it starts early. I will be on the marquee grouping this week on PGA Tour Live. We're on the air at 7:15 a.m. Eastern Time, and then every single night right here on our First Cut YouTube channel and on Apple and Spotify, a full round recap, as First Cut is a 7-day-a-week show, and it's that way because of you at home. So when I host, we do it my way. So love Patrick's picks. Love my picks. Hopefully you took a screenshot or you had your paper, you had your pencil, because now there's only one thing left to do. And Patrick, all the people at home know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Rocket Mortgage picks straight to the pay window for our entire crew. I love them all. My man Patrick, Troy on the ones and the twos, and everybody else that couldn't take the time. Me and Patrick were here, and you know who you are. We'll see you tomorrow after the first round right here. Be good. on the first cut.